So I said that I was gonna make a new YouTube video, and I usually always start my videos basically on Snapchat anyway. So I'm gonna start my video off on here. I'm gonna do some makeup today, do a full look for you guys, and basically just talk about something that I've always wanted to make a video about. So yeah. So as y'all know, I always start off by first powdering my brows. So the powder that I'm taking today is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. And the subject that I'm going to be talking about today is depression. So, depression and anxiety is something that I have been dealing with since I was about like 12 years old. And at first, I didn't really have the sadness. I mostly had just the anger. And I didn't really know how to like control it at first. And when I first started being depressed, it really just stemmed from my oldest brother passing away. So once that happened, that was like mind-boggling to me because I questioned God a lot, like why. I didn't understand a lot of things that was going on. I lost my brother and my aunt in the same week, and we had a double funeral for them, and it was all just really hard. It's always been really hard for me, and I think some of the worst things that you have to go through in life is either losing a parent or losing a sibling, especially if you're like really close to them. And some people haven't experienced that, so you might not relate, or you might have experienced losing a grandparent that was like a mother or father to you, or an aunt or somebody, you know. But losing somebody, you know, is like one of the toughest things to go through. So it was hard for me, and I had to learn to over time find better coping skills. So and I just had to, what I did eventually, and I didn't end up doing that until I was about like 17, 18, as I started going to therapy, counseling. I started meeting with a family therapist. Actually, me and my mom started going together because, I mean, a parent is worse on a parent to lose their kid. That was my mom's firstborn, so it's always been hard, you know, for me and my family. But I started dealing with that, like I said, when I was 12 years old. Then we started doing the therapy, and that's something I really recommend because it did help me. I started taking anger management classes, and that helped me so much deal with my anger. I stopped lashing out. I had gained more patience, and patience is always key. Being an impatient, going through life and being a very impatient person will get you nowhere but in a lot of crap. So I always say patience, being kind to others, all of that goes a long way. So I basically went to therapy, and then over time I thought, things had gotten better and stuff like that. Also, when you are dealing with depression, keeping yourself busy is something that you always want to do. You don't want to give yourself too much idle time to sit around. Always keep yourself busy. I wouldn't say put your hand in multiple things at one time. Focus on something. Focus on a craft. Build something. What I used to like to do, the whole YouTube thing, I started doing that. That was cool. Bought all these things. Makeup was like I said, makeup was my main focus. So I had bought a bunch of makeup products. I have tons and tons and tons of stuff. Stuff I'm still using from like years ago. So I had focused on that, and that helped me a lot. Up until recently, it's been back hard. I lost 2 more family members, and just everything with the whole pandemic, it's been hard. I just have not been able, and I just don't take deaths very well. So it's just been a struggle for me. So I find myself relapsing basically, or going back to my old ways, depressed, sad, anger. In 2017, I was medically diagnosed with a major depressive disorder. So I had a meltdown again. It was just a lot that was going on, and it was hard for me to basically deal with, like, in 2017. So before recently, I had another like little meltdown. So it's been times where I can go and I can be okay for a little while, but then I'll have a reoccurring episode. And it's okay to not be okay. I just always say, just get help. Talk to somebody. Don't be alone to yourself. That's not good for people who are depressed. And sometimes I find myself, I find it being easier to talk to a camera sometimes than it is to talk to other people. And it's because I'm basically talking to myself, like voicing myself out loud and things like that. Some people, when they're going through their own problems, that's the day and age we go through now, is that a lot of people don't care about what other people are going through if they're going through things themselves. And I mean, it's nothing wrong with that sometimes. You got to focus on yourself sometimes too. But it's hard, when you want to talk to somebody and you feel like you don't got nobody. That's like a real hard thing. Or when you try to talk to people and people just don't listen. They cut you off, or it just be like their mind is somewhere else. So, yeah, it just be hard. I say, go to a therapist. I started seeing a psychiatrist, and that worked for a little while. But I had to refocus, analyze myself, get back down, sit down, focus on some stuff that I wanted to do, goals and things like that. And then I ended up switching jobs, getting another job. That helped for a while. You just got to keep yourself busy is all, They always say an idle mind is the devil's playground. And that is definitely true. So just focus back up on the things that you love to do. Surround yourself with positive. Have your best interests, or their interest is just their own interest, like, and if they make you feel like if you're not helping them in some way, then you don't matter, or you shouldn't feel like that. People shouldn't make you feel like that. So you gotta cut them people off. All the negativity, family drama, friend drama, relationship drama, all of the drama. You gotta cut that stuff out of your life. It don't matter how much you love or respect the person. Like, if it's hindering you in any type of way from you moving forward, we call that toxic. I don't even know how to fucking say it. It's toxic, okay? Toxicity. I don't fucking know. But it's toxic, sis. You gotta just move forward, okay? We don't want to move backwards. We gotta move forward. We gotta level up. Each year I see myself leveling up. I'm not going back. I'm not. Ever. Period. And me, myself, personally, I had to learn how to not stress about things that I can't control. You can't control others' actions. You can't control what other people do. You can't control none of that, no matter how hard you try or anything like that. Like, things that are out of your control, sis, or dude, don't fucking stress about it. Everything in life that's meant for you is going to be for you. God has a plan with everything that he does. God makes no mistakes. So, my brother passing away, I gained another brother. My mom ended up giving birth to my one of my little brothers the following year, you know, and God makes no mistakes. You know, he knew what he was doing. He knew I needed to experience that, to go through that, to know, I needed to experience that heartbreak, because that honestly was what it was. Broke my heart. But, I had to go through that. And can't say I'm glad I went through it, but it made me who I am today. And I'm still learning, still going through things, still processing things, finding out new things about myself almost every day. I'm a fucking human being. I'm not perfect. So stop trying to be perfect, sis, because you're not. God didn't make you to be perfect. God made you to be to where you can accept every flaw that you have and say, you know what? I am flawed, but I am beautiful. I am strong. I'm black. I'm a black queen. Period. It ain't nothing that nobody could say on this earth gonna take away anything that God says I am, or God has made me. Period. The only thing a human being on this earth can do is take away your physical being. They can't take away your soul. Okay, so y'all, I did this thing. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm a little brown, but it's okay.